It's a shot, scores! What a save! Adenazio says no! The shot scores! Say they do, Mr. Mandu! Super Magic and Tulsa! Another chance saved by BCB!
Incredible job by the Sooners. So much chaos in front of the net there.
Hockey on a Saturday night returns to Edmond, Oklahoma, and OU Hockey TV is proud to present the ACHA in regular season competition. It was a depressing day down in Norman, but up in Edmond, the party's just getting started. We could not be more excited for a special show tonight. It's Alumni Night in the football stadium and an Alumni Night here in Arctic Edge Ice Arena. I'm Caleb Shaw with Amy Acevedo and Matt Bowling, and a 3-game set for OU. You only see it once or twice a year, and you got to wonder, is there gas left in the tank tonight? How can they defend this McKendree team, an opponent from the Show Me State that in the past few years has been coming back to life?
Yeah, Oklahoma's been able to pull out a pair of 1-goal wins, 2-1 on Thursday, 3-2 last night. Both those games really coming down to the wire. McKendree actually outshot the Sooners last night. Oklahoma at number 16 in the ACHA Division I rankings, so going to need to probably go 3 for 3 here against an unranked McKendree squad in order to keep that ranking.
Yeah, and you talked about, that shots on goal counter. That's something that they've kind of continually struggled with carrying over from last season, so that's something that they're definitely going to want to look to get under control, especially if they're going to want to get that win again tonight. And
it was something they emphasized last year and succeeded with pretty regularly, getting that shots on goal counter up to the 30s, the 40s, and critically, even if they didn't get it there, out-shooting their opponents. They have struggled with that this year. We're only a few minutes away from puck drop, and we'll take a quick break on OU Hockey TV. Opening ceremonies, national anthem, and the first period coming up in just a few minutes. See you in Arctic in just 90 seconds.
Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
Just about ready for puck drop here in Game 3 between OU and McKendree. Dylan Dallaire getting the start in net for the Bearcats. This will be his 6th appearance. He's 1-4 with a .373 goals against average and a .918 save percentage. For OU, it'll be Anthony Lacroix, making his first appearance since the first 2 games of the season against Oklahoma State. He lost both of those, allowed 13 goals. Turns away a shot here. His goals against average stands at .638 and his save percentage at .843. Making a couple ones here on the first possession as the puck is contested in the neutral zone. Lounsdale sends it back to Keel. Into the offensive zone, pass a little too far ahead of Jonathan Davenport.
And already early, a few little easy tests for Lacroix that he was able to keep out of the net. Like you said, his first game back since that original Bedlam series. And last year, OU took that one Bedlam game in Tulsa, pretty handily. I believe winning that one 11-1. And so to see that new team come back here full of so much fire, definitely a shock to the Sooner fans.
Right off the draw, a shot turned away by Lacroix. Jack Sumner let it rip from the point. Payne goes after it behind the net. Kept in by McKendree. A glove save, Lacroix. Jacob Begich had a good look there, and he's scored in both of the first 2 games of this series.
Yeah, good one right from outside the face-off dot, and Lacroix able to just reach up and snatch that one right out of the air. A good first save for him.
Cade Rosansky versus Carson Spear in the face-off circle. It's won by the Bearcats. Shot blocked. Spear shovels it out of the zone. Scooped up by McKendree as Brendan Wolf, or rather Michael Amala, goes on the forecheck. Spear looking for Amala. He gets tangled up. Covered by Amala. Finds its way to the net. Lacroix shovels it into the corner. At the point. Now behind the net. They fight for it. Spear. Wolf comes away with it. Unable to clear it from the zone. A shot goes wide. Wolf. Squeaks into the neutral zone. Spear picks it up. Spear with a one-on-one. Shot right into the chest of Dylan Dallaire.
And a nice, strong first look for OU on offense there. Finally able to clear it out of their zone. Had a lot of neutral zone time there. And Spear, good shot once again from right outside the face-off dot. But that one's gloved down and saved, and now it'll be Tristan Glass for the Sooners.
First offensive zone face-off for the Sooners. Shot from the point, loose in front, smothered by Dallaire. Cole Stuckey tried to send one on.
And that one would have been dangerous if any of the Sooners could have found that one, just kind of loose there right by the net. But able to glove it down was Dallaire.
Glass versus Salvatore again in the face-off circle. This one won by McKendree. Sent ahead for Alexandrov. A little too far ahead of him. Now it's contested behind the net. Monticelli. Sends it up. And a save made by Dallaire off the hopeful effort from Caden Martin.
And we'll get a change here, some fresh legs for both teams, as the Sooners will look to take their second offensive face-off of the night. This time it's going to be Josh Bells in the face-off dot.
Two guys to watch for both of these teams. Nate Monticelli for OU. Jacob Begich for McKendree. Both of those guys have scored a goal in each of the first 2 games. Monticelli has provided the game winner in both for OU. Bell's in front. Shot was blocked. Attempt for Will. Blake would not go. Tries to direct the rebound home. Bell's checked as he went after it in the corner. Gutierrez tries to keep it in. Contested right in front of the OU bench. Bounces its way to the center circle. Here's Joe McCormick. Moving in, shot brushed aside. Narvaez, cross ice to Joy. Joy, a shot into the glove of Dallaire, and he drops it quickly to keep play going. Wolf recovers behind his own net. Sends one into the skates of Davison. Chipped into the offensive zone. Davison goes after it. Looking for a centering pass. There was nobody home. Narvaez instead sent it right to Sawyer Lounsdale. This is Ben Anderson. Intercepted by Gutierrez. Lounsdale takes it away. Sends it up to Davis. Pass too hot. Bounces off the stick of Davenport. Recovered behind the net by Gutierrez. Nearly turns it over. Davenport going after it. Fighting for it with Gutierrez. Payne tries to chip it out from behind his own net. Open shot, bounces wide. Rebound won't go. Sooners come away with it. Into the neutral zone. Odd man rush. Davison, save made by Dallaire.
And what a good look for Davison. One of the second in points on the team with 3 goals, 5 assists so far on the season. That one right from outside the face-off dot, off the breakaway there. Looking to find a good connection. This one time it'll be Spear in the face-off dot for the Sooners.
Opposite Cade Rosansky. And it ends up out of play. So we'll try it again.
For those of you who've never made the trip out to Arctic Edge, no nets on the back side of the rink here, and the ones that are on the other side kind of low, so beware for flying pucks.
Sooners control the puck. Kagan sends it around the boards. Imala back to Kagan. Spear loses it. Dumped into the OU zone. Imala had it intercepted. Rosansky got his stick on it. And McKendree regains possession. This is Cade Rosansky. Connor McDonald. OU tries to play one off the boards. It results in an icing. Charlie Blake opposite Matteo Salvatore in the faceoff circle. Sooners control it. They get it up ice. Spear with Blake nearby, trying to make something happen. Blake sends a long shot on, brushed aside by Dallaire. A scrum on the boards. Blake comes away with it. Up the ice with it goes Bennett Uchaz, and offside is the call against McKendree.
We're all even on shots here so far, just about 6 minutes into this first period. It'll be Tristan Glass again at the face-off dot.
And he defeats Salvatore for the puck. Passed up to Monticelli, too hot for him. Monticelli recovers in the neutral zone for a moment. Now skating away with it is Ushaz. Ushaz tried a cross ice past Alexandrov. It was intercepted. And it ends up another icing against OU.
That was a great interception there, though, by Josh McDonald to kind of break up that play on the breakaway on the turnover puck. Keep it from getting to Lacroix. But they'll have to be stout on defense again as McKendree's in their zone.
Joe McCormick will take the draw for the Bearcats. Tristan Glass back into the circle for the Sooners. Shot right off the draw. Trey Aramuspi sent it wide. Monticelli comes away with it. Monticelli loses it in the neutral zone, is able to direct it towards Martin. McKendree back the other way. Monticelli plays it off the boards. Martin gives chase. Ben Anderson knocks down Bells. Gutierrez recovers. He's pestered by McCormick. McCormick sends it to the blue line. Shot sent on. Lacroix getting the pad out to brush that one aside. Contested in the near corner. McKendree comes away with it for a moment. Payne brings it out from behind his own net. Gives it away in the neutral zone. Dump and chase. Jonathan Davenport going after it for McKendree. Sends it right to Griffin Joy. Joy plays one off the boards for Blake. Blake into the offensive zone, looking for Narvaez. Pass was off target. Will Blake going after it. Reichel Davis comes away with it. Man down behind the McKendree net. Narvaez and Blake fighting for it in the near corner. Instead, it comes to Trevor Voida. Kept in for a moment by Davison, deflects to Davenport. 2-on-1. Pass to Davenport was off the mark. That would have been a great look for the Bearcats. Baucom and Davison fight for it along the boards. Spear comes away with it. Spear dangling his way into the zone, loses control of it. Race for it in the far corner is won by Lounsdale. Now he's tangled up behind the Sooners' goal. Shot goes wide. Bearcats come away with it. It's Begich. Begich pass intercepted by Imala. Imala rings it around the boards. Dodges a hit. Imala looking for help. Goes to Gutierrez. There's a rush for McKendree. McCormick lets it fly. Save. Anderson. Begich. Nice hit by Payne to disrupt the attack. Here's Blake. Shot, save made by Dallaire.
As we take back a look at this, almost odd man rush here that just goes right off of the shoulder pad of Lacroix, doing a good job to keep that one out and away.
Just over halfway through the first period here at Arctic Edge Ice Arena, and we are still scoreless as that shot wide off the faceoff. Monticelli had a look at it. Puck sent all the way back into the OU zone. Now it's contested. Oh, man, big hit by Glass. Put Ben Anderson into the OU bench. Here's Stuckey. Shot saved, Dallaire.
And there we see that hit on Ben Anderson by Tristan Glass to just spill over into the OU bench. As we get a change of some fresh legs on the ice for the Sooners.
Darren Narvaez opposite Matteo Salvatore in the faceoff circle. Bearcats control the draw. Long pass ends up deflecting off Stuckey. McKendree in the neutral zone. Alexandrov. Voida. Alexandrov plays it off the boards, too far ahead of Ushaz. Baucom shovels one ahead for Davison. Davison moves in, fires into the glove of Dallaire.
That was Davison's second good look of the night so far. Went just a little high. And Dallaire able to get a glove on that one.
Josh Bells opposite Trey Aramuspi in the faceoff circle. It's controlled by the Sooners. Behind the net, Bells. McDonald at the blue line. McDonald lets it rip. Save made. McKendree trying to get an attack going. Brady Nance goes after it. Loose puck in the corner. Sooners come away with it. Here's Joy. Joy tries to chip it around the defense. Instead, it finds its way to Dallaire, and he smothers it.
That was a great shot by McDonald earlier there, like you said, from the blue line. Just unfortunately, no one in the right spot in front of the net to maybe tap that rebound in.
Spear against Lounsdale in the faceoff circle. Controlled momentarily by the Sooners. Now Spear comes away with it. Spear moves in on net. Looking for a wraparound. Blake in the slot. Couldn't get a handle on it. Imala. Centering pass. Net comes off its hinges as Blake was trying to crash the crease.
Yeah, and a little bit earlier we saw Blake got his glove tangled in the stick of one of the McKendree players, trying to reset himself and ultimately crashing into the net there. Getting the goal back on its posts.
Charlie Blake facing off with Jonathan Davenport. Blake, the leading scorer for the Sooners. 13 points through their first 12 games. 8 goals, 5 assists. McKendree on the attack. Davenport disrupted. Spear. Gutierrez with space. Sends it high off the glass. Spear versus Lounsdale. It comes to Kagan. Shot saved by Dallaire. Cole Stuckey let it fly.
And a lot of these new faces to the squad this season already making a big impact early on in the season.
Charlie Blake versus Alex Kent. Stuckey. Spear. In front, pass off target, intercepted. Kagan recovers, can't clear it. Able to tangle it up though. Nice play by Alex Kagan to prevent what would have been a great shot opportunity for McKendree. And now we have an icing called against the Sooners.
The refs called for Stuckey to return to the ice after that one.
Bearcats win the draw. Shot from the point goes wide. Mala shovels one ahead to Spear, onside. Blake chases it down in the corner. Sooners get a change in. Monticelli intercepts it in the neutral zone. Charlie Blake brings it back in. Loses it. Here come the Bearcats as a shot high and wide from Cade Rosansky. Rosansky gets it back. Rosansky moving in. Another shot wide. Kept in the zone. Rosansky looking for it in front. McKendree can't seem to find the net. McDonald. Pass intercepted by Begich. Now here comes Salvatore. Salvatore harassed by Monticelli. Shot goes behind the net. Another try from the point. Doesn't get close. Loose puck behind the net. McDonald shovels it out. Shot blocked by Payne. Contested in front. McDonald able to get it out of there. Another long shot. Doesn't hit the goal. Martin with a good look. Martin into the glove of Dallaire.
That's probably about the best case scenario you could have for the Sooners there. All the chaos in front of their own net. And then Martin gets on his horse all the way down the side of the ice, gets a shot off, but unfortunately not able to get it through for the Sooners.
Just over 5 minutes to go in the first period. OU trying to complete a 3-game sweep of McKendree. Bearcats up ice with it. They lose it in the neutral zone. Now they get it back. Shot saved by Lacroix. Connor McDonald had a go at it. Puck comes to Davison for a moment, taken away by McDonald. McDonald, centering pass intercepted. McDonald gets it back from Davison. Both teams changing personnel. Tracked down by Kagan. Now contested by Bells. Still contested near the point. Squirts into the neutral zone. Here's Joy. Unable to get around the defense. Looks for help. Blake. Centering pass was off the mark. McKendree now the other way. Saved by Lacroix. Bells. Shovels one ahead for Will Blake. And too far ahead. It's an icing.
Griffin Joy there just missed the connection with Josh Bells, but I'll say the Sooners' net front defense so far has been great on that last rush. Alex Kagan there able to knock out that rebound from Alex Lacroix.
Jonathan Davenport facing off with Skylar Bauckham. Or Spear, rather. Carson Spear. Won by McKendree. OU player slow to get up. It's Kagan. Sooners try to win the battle in the corner. They do. Will Blake sends one around the boards for Imala. Unable to get to it. Gutierrez to Charlie Blake. Handled behind the net by Dallaire. Gutierrez tried to go cross ice. It was deflected into the neutral zone. Sooners have to regroup. Spear to Charlie Blake. Imala. Gutierrez! Save made! Back the other way goes Davenport. Davenport fires high. Lounsdale recovers on the opposite side. McDonald. Shot behind. Here's Spear. Looking to get an attack set up. Spear through the neutral zone. Dumps it off to Charlie Blake. Out from behind the net. McKendree recovers. It's Keel. Keel dances around Spear. Sends it ahead. This is Begich. Begich moves in. Into the side of the net.
And that connection there, so close for the Sooners, but a great job by Dylan Dallaire to keep his focus on that one. About 1:48 left in this one. The Sooners going to try to clear this one quickly and set up another opportunity for themselves.
Before that faceoff, I think the referee complimented McKendree on a dive. Puck ends up out of play.
And the Sooners will reset this time in their offensive zone.
Caden Martin facing off with Alex Kent. And it's won by Kent. Intercepted for a moment by Monticelli, but it bounces back to McKendree. Bouncing puck, some danger! Sooners able to clear it. That could have been a disaster. Lacroix was unable to get a hand on it. Open look. Firing it high was Begich. And this one, no icing.
And a great clear there by Gutierrez to give Lacroix on the defense some time to regroup.
50 seconds to go. Narvaez plays it off the boards. In front of the McKendree bench, they fight for it. Comes to Narvaez, he goes down. OU wants a penalty. They're not going to get one. Bauckham sends it in. Goes after it now. Anderson plays it off the boards. Bauckham goes after it. Not much time left for McKendree. They do get it out of the zone. But the Sooners prevent any late scoring chance, and I don't think they're going to have time for one here. They don't, as Skylar Baucom lets it fly at the whistle. Still scoreless after one here at Arctic Edge. We'll take a break. Give you our intermission report on the other side. Matt Bowling here alongside Amy Acevedo. You're watching OU Hockey TV.
McKendree is located in a very historic town.
It's absolutely beautiful. You have tree-lined sidewalks, you have historic buildings.
Automatically fell in love with the campus.
We're out here in this quaint college town, but in a half an hour, I can be in St. Louis. We have trips from campus that go to ball games, to the City Museum, to the zoo. You get the big city life, but you can come back to the campus.
Every single faculty member wants that personal connection with their students.
Our average class size is between 10 and 14.
The professor knows your name, they know your strengths. They'll recommend you for different groups, they'll recommend you for different programs, and they are just phenomenal.
Having these smaller classes, it makes it very easy to have a one-on-one conversation with them. It's easier to ask questions in the class.
Every day they walk into the classroom and they see a professor who is passionate and inspired, and that is contagious.
About students here, we care about learning.
I know that if I need them as a guide or as a friend, they're going to be there for me and they're going to do everything to help me succeed.
They're definitely not just instructors, but mentors in life.
Here at McKendree, they want you to excel, not only in the classroom, but also in the next stage of your life.
McKendree University. Make your mark.
Well, welcome to your first intermission report. I'm Elijah Lena, joined in the booth by Darby McCormick. Darby, let's break down that first period. Bearcats coming out with a much faster rush overall. We talked about how kind of slow and conservative they've been playing, and to see them kind of come out with a little bit more of a rush and honestly look like the better team through the first half of this first period.
Right.
Yeah, no, just a better team overall. What were kind of your thoughts about that?
I feel like they were definitely something that overpowered the Sooners in the first period. It was something that was kind of obvious in the very, first period of the game, just something that was very evident. How do you feel like the Sooners, during their performance in the first period, how do you feel like that went?
Yeah, it got better as the first period went on. That's something I noticed. The Sooners started off with kind of just some sloppy passing, and that was kind of a trend throughout the first period. There were some sloppy passes going from the Sooners zone to the neutral zone, and then later on into the Bearcat zone. Sooners kind of picked it up as the period went on, though. They got some zone time in the Bearcat zone, got some shots on net there. And it's a 0-0 game, I think, because of the goaltenders, not so much because of the shot opportunity, or because of the shot opportunities, but because of the goaltenders. They really stepped up. Here's Lacroix with the big save. But Hasselhorst as well for the Bearcats. Man, some crazy saves. That glove save.
It was definitely a performance between the goalies this first period. It was something that it was definitely a competition between the two of them, and something that definitely saved both teams for having such a big, I would say butting heads, but as you said, the Bearcats definitely did put a show in the first period.
No, definitely. Second period, come up here in a second. Stick with us on OU Hockey TV.
Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, Because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
Second period about to get underway here at Arctic Edge Ice Arena. Oklahoma and McKendree scoreless. Playing for the third time in 3 days. Sooners won on Tuesday and Friday.
And curious, because this is the first time all weekend we have seen a scoreless first period and a penalty-less first period as well.
Matt Bowling here alongside Caleb Shaw. Little personnel change here in the booth on what I heard referred to last night as the Unk broadcast.
I believe we have a comment from this year's Director of Broadcasting, Christian Markey. Hope you're feeling a bit better, my friend, of saying you've got a bit of an unction in the booth tonight.
Amy Acevedo will be back for the third period. It'll be her and Caleb. But for now, we're underway here in the second as the Sooners control it off the opening face-off.
It has been noticeable as well. There's been a little bit more pace to this game, but also a bit more sloppiness. Like right there.
Not uncommon when you're playing for the third time in 3 days.
Something that you would almost never see at the NCAA or any higher level, but a uniqueness of the ACHA, those weekend sets.
Actually used to be commonplace in the WCHL, OU's conference, at the time I started 8 years ago.
If I remember right, it was a 6-game series against UCO.
McKendree on the attack. They've got numbers. Shot goes wide.
Believe we got the puck knocked down with a high stick in the neutral zone is the reason for the latest stoppage. All right, pardon me.
Yeah, we have a penalty. Too many men on the ice. Call against McKendree. It'll be served by Jacob Begich. So the Sooners to the power play. Blake loses it. Salvatore. Centering pass disrupted.
Got a 3-on-2 here, gotta hurry.
Here's Glass. Holds up, goes to Imala. Will Blake. Imala. Blake. Narvaez. Blake. Imala. Narvaez! What a save!
Oh, that was a great save and the best look of the night so far for OU as well.
Outstanding save by Dylan Dallaire. OU wins the faceoff. Narvaez. Blake. Behind the net. Glass centering pass. Another save.
Great job to close the wickets there.
Narvaez. OU keeps it in. Back to Narvaez. Glass. Narvaez to Blake. Glass. Narvaez. Save made by Dallaire. Blake lets it go. Into traffic. Sent to Narvaez. 40 seconds left on the OU power play. Narvaez looking for Imala. Narvaez. Glass. Blake. Dribbling puck goes wide.
Knuckleballer nearly worked out.
Imala keeps it in. Lets it go. Brushed aside. Wrap around would not go. Dylan Dallaire rock solid in net on this power play. 13 seconds left.
You can say that again. Here's another look at that biggest one so far. Cross-ice pass and a great one right into the wheelhouse for Navarez and nearly breaks the ice here. The Sooner power play this year has looked very coherent compared to years in past, despite a very new group with a lot of fresh faces.
Spear in the slot, save made. Intercepted at center ice by Kagan. Blake, Charlie Blake. We're back even. McKendree kills the penalty.
OU spent about a minute and 45 of that power play in the offensive zone, just couldn't connect.
Contested in front of the Bearcats bench. Payne across the blue line. Kagan into the glove of Dallaire.
So 3:18 off the clock here in period 2. It's all Sooner so far, but still unable to crack the score sheet. And a trend we did see last year occasionally of the Sooners getting goal lead. On Saturday night in particular.
This is the first time they've seen Dylan Dallaire. Both teams going with 3 different goalies in this series. Puck sent up in the air. Comes down on the far side. Pass deflected and corralled by Brendan Wolf. Finds its way to Dallaire. It's frozen.
I think the Sooners' struggles on Saturday so far this year, and not recently with this current winning streak they're on, trying to push it to 9 tonight, but early on in the year, teams adjusted very well to the Sooners on a game-to-game basis, and it wasn't necessarily a matter of putting in your better goalie on Saturday, but having a team that was more ready to face a Sooner squad that is, at times, admittedly kind of predictable.
Face-off won by McKendree. Oliver Keel. Waiting behind the net. Now they advance it. Davenport gets hit. Gutierrez recovers behind his own net. Martin tries to get it out of the zone, turns it over. Lounsdale looks for help, goes to Davis. Lounsdale tracks it down in the far corner. Sooners come away with it. Tristan Glass, now Gutierrez. Nate Payne. Up to Caden Martin. The Kentucky transfer brings it across the blue line. Martin behind the net. Wraparound won't go.
Seems fitting to have a Martin wearing 71 in Oklahoma. After 4 great years from Declan Moose Martin wearing that same number.
2 men go down as they fight for it in the corner. McKendree players still down, and we'll have a stoppage. Reichel Davis in some pain.
Yeah, tough to get a good look at exactly what happened there in the corner. There was a big scrum, and like you said, both bodies went down. And there's not really anything on our replay monitor that gives us a very clear look at it. Don't anticipate any penalties on the back end, and it does look like he's back up to his feet, which is the best sign. And so Anita Clark and the best training staff in the ACHA will cross the rink to take a look at the afflicted Bearcat.
Yeah, Anita Clark, a veteran here at OU.
Many, many years of great service with this organization, and be remiss to say that almost all the OU staff volunteers their time to be here.
Sooners win the faceoff. Narvaez takes the puck away. Now loses it just inside the offensive zone. Back the other way with it. Come the Bearcats. Shot from the point deflects wide. Davison has it stolen from him. Another shot from the point, saved by Lacroix, rebound denied.
This is some of the best hockey Lacroix has played this year.
Mentioned this is his first appearance since the first 2 games of OU's season. Had a rough couple nights against Oklahoma State.
And that Oklahoma State team, I think, surprised everybody and put Division II on notice with the improvements they've made.
Puck contested in front of the OU bench. McKendree comes away with it. Here's Salvatore, denied by Lacroix.
He's seeing the puck well tonight, and speaking of that Bedlam matchup, it has done wonders across the state of Oklahoma for promoting youth hockey, and that's the main mission of Bedlam on Ice every year, with it being a D2 versus D1 matchup, to promote the game and try to get more kids playing it in the Sooner State. Excited to have it again this year for the 4th year running in March at the BOK Center.
Matthias Alexandrov sends it into the offensive zone. This is Salvatore. Shot from the point, deflects in. 1-0 McKendree.
Take a second look, and it's just a rebound that got loose, and Lacroix still on his feet, never saw it get to the back door.
So for the second time this weekend, OU trails. They went down 1-0 in the first game Thursday night. Came back to win 2-1. OU comes up with it. Here's Bells. 2-on-1. Bells pass. Oh, did that even get to the net?
Got poked out in front.
Another shot went wide as Dallaire lost his stick. Now able to recover it. Sent back towards Dallaire. Joy going for it. Loses the race.
Had a goal last night and is starting to really come into his own offensively.
Joy with it now. Able to dangle a defenseman.
Looks like we got the pegs off the net again. It's a feature, not a bug, here at Arctic Edge.
Tristan Glass to take the offensive zone faceoff for the Sooners. Between the legs of Stuckey, goes into the neutral zone. Dug out by the Bearcats. Kagan. Pass intended for Martin, deflected, so no icing. Sooners keep it in the neutral zone. Over to Martin. Martin's shot deflected up into the safety netting.
Transition has been a struggle tonight for OU, and really throughout the young season, you can see the cohesiveness of their play in their own zone and in the offensive zone, excuse me. But trying to transition up the ice can be a struggle for any team with so many new faces on it. Got to learn each other's habits and learn each other's tendencies in the neutral zone.
Glass against McCormick in the face-off circle. It is won by Glass. It's contested in the corner. Martin comes away with it. Martin tries to feed Glass. It's deflected. Here comes McKendree now. Joe McCormick sends it behind the net. Gutierrez comes up with it. Some danger here. Shot from the point deflected up and out of play. Jonathan Davenport against Garen Narvaez, and it's sent all the way back into the McKendree zone. Narvaez fires it high, and officials say that one was out.
Got a couple of other games in the ACHA going on. Colorado State is playing out of conference against Oregon. Colorado and Grand Canyon, that's a conference game. Utah and San Diego State, and Colorado will play Grand Canyon again tomorrow. One of the only Sunday games in the entire ACHA.
Here's a chance disrupted by Payne. Open shot blocked by Kagan. Back-to-back huge defensive plays for the Sooners to keep this a 1-0 game.
And not only has Kagan been a big body in his own zone and very responsible 99% of the time, but offensively had the best season by a defenseman at OU since Cameron Bickford in 2021 last year. Actually eclipsed the former captain's total in points.
Bickford now on the bench for the Sooners as an assistant coach to Peter Arvanitis. Puck contested. McDonald comes away with it. Chipped into the neutral zone. Handled by Davenport, but he loses it. McKendree forced to regroup in their own zone. Imala looking for Blake off target. Imala tries to recover. Spear can't keep it in. Sends it around the boards. Imala able to get to it. Tried to feed Blake, but it was behind him. Imala loses his stick as Reichel Davis advances through the neutral zone with it. Now Lounsdale fires way high into the safety netting.
I think that one took a deflection into the netting, but another show there of how the Sooners can struggle in transition this year. Imala loses a stick and a partial 3-on-2 develops the other way.
Cade Rozansky against Joshua Bells in the face-off circle. It's won by McKendree. This is Begich. Begich loses the puck. Will Blake gets it into the neutral zone, takes a hit in the process. And that's going to be a penalty.
And Blake is in some pretty serious discomfort right now. He got hit around the left knee. And now very gingerly to the right side of your camera, getting back to his feet.
OU to the power play, excuse me, for the second time tonight. They were 0 for 3 on the man advantage last night.
Be a big opportunity here, just over halfway through regulation time, to get on the board. We take a look in the sin bin right below us. And are we getting this call reversed? Actually, Matt, I don't think we're getting this call reversed.
This is being upgraded to a misconduct.
This is being upgraded. This is a 5-minute major penalty now instead of a 2-minute. They've made the call right below us. And so an empty penalty box, but 5-on-4 on the ice. Well, actually, no, one Bearcat will serve the penalty.
Kyle Munyan-Kugi is serving the penalty.
Sooners can spend about half the remaining time on the power play here.
McKendree able to clear it.
Remember last time, once OU got established, they never left the zone again. We'll see if they can do that here, knowing that there are going to be some pretty heavy line changes involved with this longer power play.
Nate Payne. Centering pass could not be corralled by Baucom.
And Payne's always had a defensive pedigree, so I think it makes sense for him to be playing more on the blue line this year. Has always kind of manned that spot on the power play when they want to have two players up on the blue line and naturally fitting into that role in a more permanent way.
Baucom. Charlie Blake loses it, kept in by Kagan. Payne. Kagan. Baucom. Kagan with a lane save.
Taking a second look. Once again, the Sooners really, really good at controlling the puck near the blue line when they're on the power play. And Kagan gets that shooting lane he wanted. He's always willing to let it fly. Past 2 years done a great job filling Hunter Howe's role in that first pairing.
Sooners get it back off the faceoff. Here's Amala. Narvaez. Amala, one-timer goes wide. Glass goes after it. Taken away by Davison. He loses it. Contested in the neutral zone. Gutierrez comes away with it. Narvaez. Imala. Off the skate of Narvaez. He wasn't looking for the pass.
Took a really weird hop on the qual. You could see him have to adjust to it.
Narvaez through the neutral zone. Narvaez tried a centering pass. There was no one home. Gutierrez harassed by Davenport in the neutral zone. Sooners have to regroup. A lot of wasted time on this 5-minute major.
Yeah, about halfway through now and just a couple of opportunities to show for it.
Kagan directs one on. It's deflected into the corner. 2:20 left on the major power play.
Oh,
as
Kagan gets a hit.
He was leveled. Shot goes behind the net. Sawyer Lounsdale delivered that hit.
Good sequence from Lacroix there to stay alert in the neutral zone to push away a shorthanded opportunity. Takes a lot to move Alex Kagan around like that.
Another clear for McKendree. Now just a minute 45 left on the power play. Charlie Blake gets it out of the defensive zone. Blake dangles a defender. Blake, save.
And right now, you like that type of play because it feels like the kind of game where you're going to need a spectacular individual effort at some point to get on the scoreboard. The power play looks good, but the results just aren't there so far.
A minute 25 remaining on the power play.
Some real beef out there now with Glass and Monticelli. Glass always been, a prototypical power forward, and this offseason Monticelli adding 25 to 30 pounds in pure muscle.
Sooners win it. McDonald. Nobody home. Takes a deflection. Whiffing on the shot was Glass, and McKendree comes back the other way. They turn it over on the zone entry. Monticelli. Monticelli can't get around a defender. Glass recovers, keeps it in. This is Tristan Glass. Martin. Sends it out to Gutierrez. Gutierrez, long shot, saved by Dallaire.
I want you to look right in front of the net here when this shot comes. He's looking for a tip from Gutierrez, but he nearly gets that long stick blade on.
Looks like a full line change for both teams with 44 seconds left on the power play. McKendree wins the faceoff and clears it. Sooners trying to clear it. Now they're able to get it into the neutral zone. Spear. Sent back by McKendree.
And now just time for a final rush on a power play that has gone by very quickly.
Here's Charlie Blake. Blake feeds Baucom. Baucom centering pass for Kagan. His shot's blocked. Sawyer Lounsdale drops to one knee.
He has been everywhere tonight. All three zones of the ice. Feels like his name is being called over and over again.
So McKendree kills a 5-minute penalty. And the Bearcats up 1-0. Back to even strength with just over 4 minutes to go in the second period. Long shot blockered up into the safety netting by Lacroix. Tristan Glass false starts and gets booted from the faceoff circle, but the Sooners win it. Courtesy of Monticelli. Monticelli loses it, taken away by Begic. Gutierrez out from behind his own net. Monticelli disrupted again. Oliver Keel sends it into the safety netting.
Do have one score update for you from around the league right now. Not everybody has sent in their first period or final scores to the league office quite yet. We do have one From back out in Greensboro, North Carolina and North Carolina State, the Tar Heels, an upset victory for two teams that just made the jump to D1. North Carolina takes it 3-2.
Davison off the draw. Centering pass deflected. Alex Kent got a stick to that one. Now they fight for it behind the net. Alexandrov in the corner, harassed by Davison. Alexandrov comes away with it.
Didn't work that time, but if Tristan Davison keeps finding chances to get his motor started, he will catch this team off guard at some point.
Alexandrov disrupted, but McDonald is there to continue the attack. Now a shot goes wide from Alexandrov. Begic tries to move in. Had his pocket picked, but it comes to McDonald. McDonald in front. Glove save, Lacroix.
Great response from Anthony Lacroix since the opening goal here tonight. And another one here from one of those opportunities where the defenseman jumps up in the rush, able to work his way to the slot. Keeps his eyes on the puck the entire time and able to just watch it into that glove like a first baseman.
McCormick versus Davison in the face-off circle. Or rather, Bells.
Speaking of first baseman, got a tie game 1-1 in Game 2 of the World Series right now. Middle of the fifth, in that one.
Some are saying the Blue Jays need to win this World Series to save baseball.
I don't want to be dramatic, but I don't know if we will have baseball in 2 years if the Dodgers win another or even 2 more World Series with the way they have worked that salary cap.
That's why people are saying Blue Jays need to help us all out.
Would like someone to help the Braves out. To the task at hand, shots on goal now really even, 25-23, still in favor of OU, but not where they'd like to be and not in line with the coaching philosophy of head coach Peter Arvanitis and company.
Charlie Blake opposite Joe McCormick in the faceoff circle. And they kick Blake out. Carson Spear comes in to take his place. Spear wins it. Kagan a shot, blocked. Loose puck in the slot, Spear's shot blocked. McKendree the other way. Aramuspi. Into the corner, OU comes away with it. Only for a moment though. Stolen by Jack Sumner. Now a 2-on-2 battle in the near corner. Payne tried to go ahead. Spear couldn't get a handle on it in the slot. And it's sent into the safety netting by McKendree.
Just a product of those lower panes of glass on the far side. If you look there in that middle right portion of your screen where you see those silver stanchions end, that's where the glass ends, everybody. And the netting goes from there all the way to the ceiling if it's not very clear on our feed tonight. So really frequently you'll see pucks get into that south side netting here at Arctic. Just something you got to adjust to.
Fight for it in front of the McKendree bench. And OU is irate.
Well, let's take a look. It's an icing call here. Martin lost his footing. That is very close at the hash marks. Let's go back for you a little bit. Right about there. And Cade Martin does look maybe a step ahead, but with that parallax angle here, we really can't see it perfectly.
I think the officials are going to acknowledge the error and move the faceoff to center ice. Puck gets chipped up, comes down into the glove of Dallaire.
I believe before the whistle, even if the puck does go out of play, if it somehow finds its way past the goal line before a whistle, I believe that goal can count based on ACHA rules. So a good play from Delaney to keep aware of where that puck was.
Sooners win the offensive zone draw. Spear fights for it in the corner. Gets hit from behind. Puck comes to Payne. Charlie Blake trying to come away with it. Shot wide from the point by Kagan. Another attempt from Payne goes wide. And Jonathan Davenport scoops it up for McKendree. Payne takes a couple hits. And now we have a stoppage.
It's like someone lost their hat.
Sawyer Lounsdale. 28 seconds left in the second period. Yesterday, Nate Monticelli scored with 4 seconds left in the second period to put OU up 3-1. Do the Sooners have similar magic today? McKendree into the offensive zone. It's Begich. Back up to the point, Voida. Pad save by Lacroix. 10 seconds left. Gutierrez corrals the puck. Balcom able to get it out of the zone, but that's going to be it for period number 2. Sooners trail 1-0 here at Arctic Edge Ice Arena. We'll take a break. About 10 minutes, be back with our intermission report. This will be the last you'll hear from me tonight. As I mentioned, Amy Acevedo going to be hopping back on with Caleb Shaw for the third period. So real quick, thanks to you, Caleb, for inviting me back for the alumni broadcast.
And I hope you had as much fun as I have so far tonight. Been a long day for me with alumni band and now alumni hockey, but been a fun one so far.
Sooners going to try to make this a little bit more fun in the third period. We'll break that down in our intermission report after this break. You're watching OU Hockey TV.
McKendree is located in a very historic town.
It's absolutely beautiful. You have tree-lined sidewalks, you have historic buildings.
Automatically fell in love with the campus.
We're out here in this quaint college town, but in a half an hour, I can be in St. Louis. We have trips from campus that go to ball games, to the City Museum, to the zoo. You get the big city life, but you can come back to the campus.
Every single faculty member wants that personal connection with their students.
Our average class size is between 10 and 14.
The professor knows your name, they know your strengths. They'll recommend you for different groups, they'll recommend you for different programs, and they are just phenomenal.
Having these smaller classes, it makes it very easy to have a one-on-one conversation with them. It's easier to ask questions in the class.
Every day they walk into the classroom and they see a professor who is passionate and inspired, and that is contagious.
We care about students here. We care about learning.
I know that if I need them as a guide or as a friend, they're going to be there for me, and they're going to do everything to help me succeed.
They're definitely not just instructors, but mentors in life.
Here at McKendree, they want you to excel, not only in the classroom, but also in the next stage of your life.
McKendree University. Make your mark.
Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
"20 minutes on the clock for period 3 action from Arctic Edge Ice Arena. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're back underway. OU versus McKendree, Game 3 of this midseason set. One of the Sooners' last non-conference games in the fall semester. It's a front-loaded schedule this year. We'll see you a couple more times towards the end of the year before Christmas break against Colorado State and UCO. This one sent in on Lacroix, goes just wide of him, and it'll bounce out towards the near side. All the way back across one more time now. Davis is there. He'll shuffle one in that Kagan got a piece of. And now Cade Martin will bring one back out into the neutral zone. Plays it off the boards here, and it goes into McKendree territory for an icing. Didn't quite get past that red line.
And the Sooners are going to be looking to get one back here. Chaotic goal for McKendree to put them ahead 1-0. So still plenty of time for the Sooners to get back in. Lacroix looked great tonight for them in net, and some great net front defense as well.
It was such a weird bounce that has put a stain on an otherwise great night from Anthony Lacroix. He has seen his angles maybe better than I've ever seen him in a Sooner uniform. In this game particularly, there's a turnover out in front. A shot goes just wide. It'll bring back out to the point now. Anderson's there, sends one on a stick save from Lacroix up into netting, and that's one thing he's been really eager, I think, maybe not eager, but more willing to do than you'll see these days, of using the face of that goal stick to make saves.
Exactly, and I mean, a great bounce-back performance for him considering what happened in those games against Oklahoma State earlier on in the semester. Seems to be getting a lot more comfortable between the pipes.
Mares now will wrap one back behind the goal. He'll chase after it and get there first as the Sooners try to break out. One of those many new faces this year on a team that has seen quite a bit of turnover for the second time in 4 years, excuse me. Only real consistency was maybe 2 years ago and last year rather, as one comes out into the high slot but sent just wide by Davis. Back up to the point one more time now. This one shuffled on in, but no danger, and Lacroix can handle that one for a face-off.
And I think the exciting thing for the Sooners and for Sooner fans is that despite the turnover, they've had a lot of success so far this season, and a lot of those new guys are a lot of the reason to attribute that success to.
We mentioned it a little bit earlier on tonight where they've struggled some in transition, but on the extreme ends of the ice do look themselves. Here's a shot that goes just wide of Lacroix. He'll watch it go into the opposite corner, where it's played back out top now. Into the corner one more time, and driving in deep is Bearcats. Watches one go into the far corner. Carson Spear giving chase. Playing on the forehand off the boards, looking for Imala. Imala, one of many Lone Star Brahmas to become an OU player. As a near turnover at the line becomes a full one. Blake's shot goes just wide, and Amala will clean it up behind the net. Back up to the point looking for a friend. Josh McDonald, he'll let one go along the ice. That one no danger. Couldn't find the target. 17:44 to go in regulation time as the Bearcats break out to center ice. Kagan throws a hit to interrupt the play, and it plays back out to Spear now. Spear to Blake. Blake, an onside play, leaves it for Spear. He'll retreat back out to center ice and survey his options. A cross-ice pass for Charlie Blake, tipped it in onside. He'll go off for a line change, and 3 new Sooners hit the ice. Another quick developing opportunity here. McDonald will drive in. That's Connor McDonald for the Bearcats. Nearly set one out in front that had to get cleaned up by a defenseman for the Sooners. Couldn't quite see who that was. But a dangerous play out in front nearly doubles the lead. Tristan Glass takes a hit to make the play. Puts it out in front. Here's Joy. Griffin Joy a chance. He'll walk on a backhander, patted away. Now out in front for a rebound opportunity. Nothing there that time, and it clears back out to center. Stuckey on his horse. He'll reach V1 speed and get a whistle for an icing.
And what a great angle there by Joy, but Dallaire just able to lift up his shoulder to get the puck up to reflect in the air. But the Sooners will get another chance in their offensive zone.
Great to see Griffin Joy coming into his own offensively in his 3rd year with the team. Scored a big goal last night to open up the scoring and had a big presence offensively. New unit here with him, Bells, and Tristan Glass after the icing. Puck one sideways, back to the point for Wolf. Wolf's shot got blocked up in front. A rebound chance goes off the pad. Turned over at the blue line, Nate Payne. Payne walks, his shot blocked. McDonald push it off the hip to the side. And now Wolf plays it one more time in his own zone. Tries to go ahead looking for a friend. Nobody was there. And we'll get another icing call here. This one going the opposite way.
And a great effort by Nate Payne there to keep that one in the zone. Just unfortunately, the Sooners not able to create any more opportunities.
Looks great wearing 48.
Yeah, a number change that, you know, I've been watching these games, of course, from home, but still seeing here on the ice, getting used to all these changes and stuff, but looks good on him.
One from the point, patted away by Lacroix, and a rebound went wide. I think Wolf got a piece of that with the heel of his stick blade. Another opportunity, a clapper from the far side, never found the target. Fought for by Wolf now. That one deflected up into the air, and it'll be whistled dead. Caught the edge of the netting.
And that's something that the Sooners have been great at so far tonight when those little rebounds pop out after a save from Lacroix, able to get those pucks out of the danger zone and keep them from any McKendree players who might be able to make a good shot there.
6 Bearcats on the ice right now. They'll go off for a partial change here before the near side face-off. Over to Lacroix's right, and back underway now as Lowensdale tries to win it forward. The Sooners able to get a piece of it, and a backhand pass out to Navarez. Navarez in onside, a shot deflected away, and 3 Sooners with speed into the corner now. Spear was there, couldn't get a stick to it. And it plays back out to the point now. Skips over McDonald's stick blade. He'll work it back out to center across the ice. Gutierrez now. Looking up ice, couldn't find anybody in a white jersey. And plays it right back in front of us now. Davenport is there. Tried to enter the offensive zone, couldn't find a lane. And now Davo chases after it. Tristan Davison couldn't get his stick to the puck in the offensive zone. It comes back out to neutral ice now. Laid back out to center by the Bearcats. A backhand feed into the offensive zone. Chased after by Braked again. Forget watches this one go into the corner where Gutierrez is there. Backhands one out for Kagan and a quick play out to Amala to escape the zone. Gutierrez, his pass unattainable, but Spear a good stick lift, got it into the offensive zone, and the Sooners can try to apply some forechecking pressure here in a 3-on-4 battle. This one escapes the zone, and Mala got a piece of it and watches it trickle just outside the blue line. He'll tag up with 14:39 to go in regulation time. Sooners look for that first goal of the night to tie this one up after their lone mistake on defense broke the ice. Amala drops a pass at the blue line for Blake, now takes the return feed in the corner. Tried to find Blake again in a game of catch. Out to the point, Kagan. Kagan shot tipped on net and loose out in front, but a great save on 2 opportunities.
Namala so close, wanted that one. Looked like Dallaire had it, but then it popped loose. Able to regain control of it.
This does not look dissimilar to the game about a month ago that Perry Jacobs played against the Sooners, the Alabama netminder who came in late on Friday night in relief, didn't allow a goal in a loss, then started in a shutout win. Did not allow a goal across over 60 minutes of play, and the Sooners looking at a similar case here tonight. Played back in by the Bearcats now where Tristan Glass will go out behind his own net. 3 Sooners back below the goal line. Got to be careful here as Caden Martin gives chase. This one stays in the zone, chipped in deep to the corner now. Glass, the first one there in white. He'll play it around. Got tipped out in front. A turnover and a shot fanned on out in front. Rebound try goes just wide. Mouse was there. Now back up to the point. A low shot. Got patted away. And Glass plays it up for Monticelli now. Had the game-winning goal last night. Works his way into the offensive zone, lost the handle. Now a fight for possession along the boards. Glass joins the fray. Cade Martin is there. Gutierrez at the blue line, not able to keep it in the zone. Plays back out to center for Nate Payne, wearing one of 3 A's. Now Martin, a spring pass. Martin walks in. His shot, what a save! A dandy this time from Delane.
Almost kind of with the windmill arm motion there to snag that one out of the air and keep it down under control.
One of his best of the night, but the Sooners behind it are going to go to the power play. Arm was up on the official behind the play, and an excellent opportunity now to try to get back into this one. It'll be Alexandra who serves the penalty. Spear, Payne, and Blake, the 3 forwards here. As Kagan plays it in deep, looking for Nate Payne. He chips it ahead. Sooners 2 power plays tonight. Payne out in front, then it just wide. This their 3rd power play. First 2 did not score. And a weak shot from Kagan, easily swallowed by Delane.
Especially on that last power play with the 5-minute major. You wanted to see a lot more shots and opportunities created for them, but unfortunately not able to get that done. So we can see what was done during intermission, kind of team meaning what's been going on, kind of to see if they can break through right now.
Here's Bauckham now, makes a nice move into the corner. He'll hang on back up top for Payne. Another catch of Bauckham, across they go. Here's Kagan shot out in front and it trickled just wide. Blake was there. Blake again behind the net, a return feed up top for Nate Payne. Payne plays it in deep again. Charlie Blake looked to go cross ice, got deflected. Spear was there to clean it up. And the Sooners establishing possession one more time here. Here's Payne. A back pass for Spear at the point. He's got Kagan and elects to go that way. Kagan along the ice, gloved by Delane. 1:08 left on the power play now, and a better looking one than the most recent.
Yeah, it's a lot better. McKendree wasn't able to get as many clears out of the zone, so the Sooners are attacking, but as time slowly ticks, not only on the power play, but on the game itself, they're going to want to looking to get one in sooner rather than later.
12:25 to go as the draw back out Gutierrez, a nice pass across. Here's Wolf holding onto that puck. He'll walk, shoots one off the crossbar. Sooners finally had Delane beat and couldn't defeat the Iron. Here's one out in front. Davison not there. Gutierrez again this way. Navarez plays it in, looking for Tristan Glass. It evades his stick for the moment. Imala is there. Now Gutierrez again. That way for Imala, across. Navarez couldn't get a piece of it. Now rebound out in front for Glass. Out for Navarez again along the ice. Now a rebound try, scores! Mike Imala is there, and we are tied. It's a power play goal to make it 1-1 with 11:48 to go.
And what a great look for the Sooners there. It's almost like that whiff might have been the best thing that happened so far in this game. The Sooners able to then create chaos, and every single one of those players, none of them gave up. And a great goal for Amala.
We got a hockey game again at Arctic Edge. With just over half of period 3 to go, the Sooners lead the shots on goal total by 9, where it counts 1-1.
Amala's third goal of the season. And like we said earlier, another one of those newcomers who's just contributing a lot to the team so far. 8 points now on the season.
Wolf back behind his own net now. We'll watch it play back out towards the face-off dot. A D-to-D pass now. McDonald's shot never got through the traffic out in front. Bauckham is there, clears it out ahead. Charlie Blake couldn't handle it. Now back into the zone onside where it's fought for and cleared back out into McKendree ice. This one played on the near side, brought out by Keel. And back behind the net once again. McKendree trying to establish some more possession in their own zone. Back behind the net now for Amala, the goal scorer. Wolf, check it. Wolf to the far side now. Charlie Blake starts his engine. Going 1-on-2 into the zone now. Glass. Back out towards the point. Gets a shot from Stuckey. Deflected. Never found the target. Now Spear. Sooners the new calmness to their game here since scoring this tying goal. Glass plays it along the boards. 3 Sooners stuck along the sideboards there and nobody home. They're trying to keep it in the zone. Spear got on his horse though. Kept it in. Here's Glass. Glass for Spear. Spear to his forehand. Shoots it off the pad of Delane. Someone took a spill back behind the play. That was Nance, Brady Nance. As the Sooners clear it back into McKendree territory. No risk of icing here. Bell's the first one to it. Couldn't work it free. Griffin Joy now tries to poke that one away from the boards. He will, but couldn't get clean possession. And McKendree back out to center ice. Here's Kagan playing it in deep. We have a whistle, and I think that caught a Sooner body offside. Some discussion with Tristan Glass and our head official here tonight. No calls on the play, just an explanation. As the Sooners get off the ice, Davison off the draw, won it from the side, and drives in, tries to center it out in front. Delane is there.
So close on being able to connect with Narvaez there.
And for the first time this year, I think we're seeing the Sooners be the winners of the adjustment game here tonight, starting to balloon that shots on goal tally up 37-26. They only led it by a couple heading into this period, which you really don't want to see when you have a 7-minute, well now 8.5 or so minute advantage in power play minutes. The Bearcats back out to center now. Payne will bring it back into their territory where they reset to the near side. A long pass up ahead where Lowensdale clears it in. Gutierrez couldn't work it away from him. Back out in front for a shot that Lacroix got a piece of, and he'll freeze it. Maybe lucky to get a whistle.
I was going to say, you could hear some of the players on the McKendree bench yelling that the puck was loose, and it looked like Lacroix had it at some point, but we saw it popped out. Not sure if it was a Sooner stick that got under it in the effort to try to keep it away from the goal.
9:18 to go in what's become a brewing classic at Arctic Edge. Book 3 of this trilogy here tonight in its final chapter, unless we see overtime. Here's Spear working his way in. Bearcats work it back out now. Owensdale, that one made it all the way out of the rink and found a gap in the netting. A rare souvenir at Arctic. .9:02 to go in the face-off. Back out to center ice, right in the middle of that Central Oklahoma logo. It's a shared arena here. Haven't had any days where UCO or OU has to get that early start at 4 o'clock yet. Could definitely see it later in the year between conference play, where to start things off, the Sooners tied with UNLV for the conference lead at 4-0-0 in WCHL play. Here's an icing into OU territory. And, of course, the Rebels the favorite to take it again, but OU putting a good fight up so far.
Exactly, a great start to their season. After the poor performance that they weren't really, I'm sure, expecting in those Oklahoma State games, however, as I believe you might have mentioned earlier, do not count towards their record.
Shows up on the overall record, won't show up when it comes time for the ACHA computer to do its thing. We're almost in that time of year now as we pass the coaches' polls stage of the year. And we get that BCS-style computer that will take things like goal differential and opponent wins into account. And no matter if we agree with it or not, it does take the human aspect out of it as the Sooners in their own zone, trying to work their way free now. Here's Amal, the most recent goal scorer. Works it on the backhand now and drops it for Spear. Linesman takes a tumble as Spear gets played off the puck. And McKendree cleanly back out to center ice. No risk of offside here. 2 bodies go down, and I think the Sooners are going to be shorthanded. I think Alex Kagan is going to get got for interference.
Immediately trying to plead his case to the official. Does not look like it'll change his mind. Rarely ever does.
And it is interference. So with 8:02 to go, the Sooners, for the first time tonight, will go on the penalty kill. Last night, they concluded the game with a big penalty kill and were able to survive McKendree's late comeback attempt.
This will be extremely important to keep the momentum on their side, especially as the game draws to a close.
8:02 on the clock, 2 on the power play, and Glass to the dot. Loses this one sideways. Played back out to the point now. To the far side. Here's a shot along the ice, tipped on, caught the side of the net. No danger for Lacroix. And played back out to the point one more time. Out to neutral ice. Sooners got a piece of that one, and Lowensdale couldn't hold it on. He'll play it back in his own zone now and drop it in neutral ice. Played back in off the skate of Tristan Davison. Now Josh McDonald works it around. Lowensdale is there. He'll hold it in the zone, shoots one just wide. A deflection out in front, pushes this one back out into neutral ice. No danger here for Oklahoma. And with 1:15 to go in the man advantage, they'll watch this one play back out to center. McDonald able to shoulder his man off at the blue line. An interruption there. And a great play from Spear to clear that one all the way down the ice. About half the power play concluded now. McKendree goes for a full line change to get some fresh bodies on the ice. Anderson now. He'll start the rush from his own territory. Charlie Blake giving chase as Anderson gains his own onside. He'll drive in past Spear into the corner. Played back behind the net, back up top one more time. Keel is there. Keel, a cross ice pass. That shot deflected into the netting. Good look that time from Voidra.
Just south of 40 seconds left on this power play. And the Sooners doing a good job at being patient. McKendree's a very patient team, trying to set up their opportunities.
I think that patience has worn on the Sooners in the macro scale of this series throughout 3 nights. Not able to play the tempo that they want to, as a clearing attempt won't evade the zone. Played back out top now where Keel is there. He'll walk the line, play to the near side. Anderson centering one out in front. Alexandrov couldn't put it home, and it bounces up into the netting. One more stoppage here with 25 to go on the power play.
And it's not that McKendree doesn't have the speed. It's clear that they do when they get those odd man rush opportunities. I think it's more of just a strategy for them. Like you said, kind of wears on your opponents, especially the ones that rely on speed, like the Sooners, especially last season we saw. Only 25 seconds left to go in the power play.
And Gutierrez gives chase off the draw. Played in the corner now, Glass is there. Gutierrez again dogging his man into the corner as it's worked back out free to the point. Held on to McDonald's shot goes wide. Lacroix may have got a piece of that one with the goal stick as the power play expires now. McDonald, a cross-eye shot. That one off the side of the net, took a funky bounce, and they score on the rebound. It played back out to the side of the net, and a stuff opportunity finds its way past Lacroix.
Just an unfortunate bout there for the Sooners, but a great job and credit to McKendree.
It's Joe McCormick with the lead-taking tally.
With just 6 crucial minutes left now for the Sooners if they want to sweep this series. And McKendree was just very persistent at the end of that play to keep their eyes on that puck and tuck it in last second.
Well, the Sooner magic fizzled in Norman earlier today on the football field. We'll see if it comes to life here as Navarre's shot gets patted away. Sooners going to have to get the tempo back up with under 6 to go now. Bockham tried to center it out in front, nobody home. As Davison back behind his own net, plays it corner to corner and couldn't find a friend. A great job to receive that puck that time as Bockham couldn't retake it away. And Begridge gets it back up into the OU zone. That one flipped over the shoulder of Lacroix, and back out to the point now for Anderson. Anderson shot into the corner, evades Amala, and now Bockham throws a check. Amala able to use his back to shield the puck away from a attacking Bearcat, plays it across for Nate Payne. Payne, now Anderson will flip it all the way back into OU territory. Wolf is there, a partial turnover. He's able to clean it up and flips this one way up into the air. No risk of icing. It's waved off. Monticelli gives chase. And it's played off the boards. Martin, a turnover. His shot flipped on goal as Josh Bells gets into it with a pair of Bearcats near the net. Got photographic evidence that he's not very scared of a scrum.
No, definitely not. We'll probably start to see that come out a little more as the game gets more and more to its end. The Sooners not playing as loose as they were, understandably, when the game was tied. Feeling a little tense with the limited time remaining to get this one tied up.
5 minutes to go. And Kagan watches this one bounce over his glove, and Lacroix was interfered with. That one found the net. It's not going to count. The arm is up on the official. And I don't know if the Sooners are going to the power play or if the Sooners touched up on the puck in the blue paint. We're going to see. I believe they're going to the man advantage.
It looks like it. It's Reichel Davis.
Second,
heads to the penalty box.
Second time tonight that Davis has been in the box. He served the 5-minute major earlier. And a crucial power play developing now for Oklahoma. Tristan Glass with Davison and Navarre as the forward unit here. Imala, an extra one on the point. Gutierrez will take the draw from that defensive spot and play to the near sideboards for Navarez. They'll have a quick catch. It goes across for Imala now. He's got the Sooner goal. Navarez again holding on to that puck. His shot blocked. Up to the point again. Gutierrez holding on to it. This way Imala walking, shooting one along the ice. Delane picks it up out of the air.
And some fresh legs on the ice for the Bearcats.
4 fresh pairs on the ice. The Sooners will keep most of this same unit, or the entire unit on the ice, rather. Glass wins that draw. Gutierrez walking in from his defensive spot, plays it back for Imala. Imala had his shot deflected, and it catches the netting, so we'll re-rack him and try again.
Minute 30 left on the power play. 4:07 left in the game.
Feels like you got to get something here. You'll leave about 2:40 on the game clock if this expires. Right about when you'd think about pulling the goalie. Here's Amala. Back up Gutierrez again. His shot out in front, and Delane is there to swallow that one. Wonder if Coach Arvanias is thinking about it right now, because we know he's never shy to pull the goalie pretty early And with the man advantage might be your best opportunity.
Exactly, especially to help this power play unit that hasn't looked its best so far tonight.
Glass and Mala. Now Gutierrez off the draw. Here's Navarro's a one-timer. A good pad save from Delane that time. Davison deep in the corner, Tristan Davison. Younger brother of Brendan, who spent 3 years in a Sooner uniform. This Tristan's third year now. Navarez on the near side, along the ice. And loose near the side of the goal before a whistle blows it dead with 56 seconds to go on the power play. As Tristan Davison shares some words with Brady Nance.
And a great job by the McKendree netminder to just really control those rebounds. Right there at the end of that play was really one of the only loose pucks we've really seen from him so far, but doing a great job at managing those, and it's shown on the scoreboard.
So Spear to take the draw with 3:33 to go. He's got Payne to his right side, and now will evacuate the face-off dot for Charlie Blake, who loses the draw back, watches it get cleared down, where Lacroix will play it in the corner. No trapezoid rule here in the ACHA. Baucom on the backhand. Blake, an onside play. Payne able to touch up. A flip in deep, where it's played by Anderson. He'll clear the zone with 29 to go on the power play. 3 minutes even left in regulation time now as Lacroix drops one off for Alex Kagan. And Kagan on his horse now. This way for Spear. Spear for Blake now. Charlie Blake out in front, looking for Bells. Found a left shot when he needed a right. A fight for the puck now, 3-on-2, 3 white bodies there. And it is cleared back out of the zone. Baseball down by Baucom. We're back to even strength, though. 2.5 to go in regulation time. Here's a long shot played by Delane. He'll let it freeze in the glove with 2.5 left. And we'll get a stoppage and an offensive zone draw for Oklahoma.
And it's looked like the Sooners are looking to pull Lacroix as he's kind of standing
and maybe
out farther outside of the zone than he normally would, but McKendree continues to be able to clear that puck.
Yeah, just off to the left side of your camera, we can see Lacroix out near the hash marks. So awaiting the call from the bench. Should he get it here soon? And it looks like Oklahoma's going to use their timeout. And they will. So a minute to talk things over, and saw this early on this year, about 2.5 left in the game against Colorado. Oklahoma took a timeout, pulled the goalie, able to come back late in that one. Aided by the services that night of Ben Mondu and Owen Carlisle, who combined for that final goal.
And I mean, while the Sooners already won the first 2 games of this series, like you said, with conference play coming up, really want to try to bolster your
well, the computer knows all.
Yes, the computer knows all. And you want to try to get those good wins in here while you can, especially out of conference play, to help you kind of, you know, boost up your strength of schedule and get those quote-unquote easier wins while they're available. However, just because it's not a conference team does not always mean those wins are easier. This McKendree team has looked great so far in this series against the Sooner, and obviously right now have the lead, have been the better team so far tonight.
42-29. The shots on goal total in favor of Oklahoma, 2-1 where it counts in favor of McKendree with 2:25 to go. There are 6 Sooners on the ice. Oklahoma pulls the goalie with 2.5 left, and they'll win the draw back to Amala. Gutierrez walking back to Amala. Let a shot go, tipped out in front. The rebound is there. Spear couldn't get a stick to it. He'll play it in the corner now, looking for Blake. He wasn't there, and now an opportunity out to center ice. The Bearcats for the empty net just wide. Gutierrez cleans it up in his own zone. Sooners going to have to play a little bit of reverse forecheck here to keep it out of the goal. Spear now back into the point. 2 minutes left. Cleared back out, and Oklahoma will get possession with an opportunity to reset. Here's Monticelli. Couldn't get a stick to it. No icing here with 1:50 left. Aerial flip. Gutierrez chases it down. No icing. OU back behind their own net. That one got tipped. And a spinning shot goes wide. McKendree maybe a little bit rushed on those opportunities towards the empty net. Here's Gutierrez again to the far side. Bauckham. Bauckham head up, way up into the air for a cross-corner flip. Spear was there to stop the puck along the sideboards. Tried to forward it deep into the corner. Nothing there with $1:15 to go as it clears the zone. And a foot race now. It plays back towards the goal, and a sharp angle shot goes in. And that'll do it. $1:07 left, and McKendree doubles the lead 3-1.
Yeah, the dagger there, courtesy of Rosansky. As Lacroix returns to the net for the Sooners to finish out this final minute and change.
Fitting celebration with 67 seconds left.
Yes, very, very, very fitting.
I'll never say that again on air. Navarez for the faceoff here as the Sooners looking for some magic in the final 1 minute, 3 seconds of this one. Played back out now where Donald is there. Off of a stick. Davison couldn't get a piece of it. This one way up into the air. Onside play here as Tristan Davison gives chase. Glass is there as it works its way back into the neutral zone. Nance. Tristan Glass again, looking for a bit of a pick play. He gets one. Glass walks in, shoots one, gloved by Delane. And that's been the story. There will be 36 to go when the Sooners get the faceoff. There's one from the point, blocked. Randall's tried to launch one on. Now a sharp angle feed goes wide. Wolf keeps it in the zone and plays it in deep past Davison. 22 to go now in regulation time. This one will escape the zone and work its way all the way back to Brendan Lacroix. Or Anthony Lacroix, excuse me. To neutralize with 8 to go now. And an icing call will bring the puck back into McKendree territory with 5 to go. And one more opportunity for dignity for Oklahoma tonight. 44 shots on goal, could only break through Delane once on a funky rebound opportunity. Punched home by Amala with 11:30 to go in regulation time. Otherwise, a tough night against the Bearcat netminder. Davison off the draw. Let's one go along the ice. Nobody there. And that will do it. McKendree on night 3, able to take a victory against Oklahoma. And Dylan Delane take a bow. 43 saves on 44 shots. And he is the storyline tonight.
Yeah, he was great. So calm, so focused in the net. Never once looked frazzled, even after giving up that one to Amala. Just incredibly sharp and quick in net, and unfortunately the Sooners were not able to figure out how to get him off his game.
Want to thank everybody for joining us this weekend. 000s on the clock and a 3-1 final score as McKendree falls 2-1 in the series. The Sooners wrap up non-conference play in the fall semester. And a big thank you to my friends Matt and Amy for being here this evening. Good to see you both on the ice again, and hopefully one more time in the spring semester if we can make it happen. Been a fun one from Arctic, and if you're here with us tonight, wishing you a safe drive home, wherever it may be, and a safe travel back to the Show Me State. For the Sooners' opponents tonight, if you're with us on OU Hockey TV, hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend.
We're clear. All right. You can click live in production.